it's Sweetie Pie and welcome back to my channel. Sweetie Pie's back. Tell a friend. Do you know how many times I've done that freaking joke? Oh, it's getting old, I think. Anyway, how are you guys? I'm doing freaking amazing, and I want to do a video dedicated to this Maybelline Lemon Craze palette. I'm going to show you guys a couple looks that I did with this palette in pictures. Also, you can go to my Instagram. I used this for about a week or maybe two, and I've definitely got my hand on what I think about this palette. I didn't want to make this video too long because honestly this palette's been out for a little while, so I don't even know if people are still interested in it. If you are, I might do, you know, a dedicated pictorial look with this. I did do the look I have on today with this palette, as well as the Twilight palette by Focallure. I'm also doing a review on this one this week. So anyway guys, let's get into this video. I have swatches for you guys, and I definitely have some thoughts about this palette. It's $18.99 Canadian. We'll just say that for now. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so if you have been here before, you know that I do a little bit of information before we get into the meat of the product. Alright, so this was a $18.99, so let's just say $20 palette in Canadian for me. It was probably a little bit more than $20 because with tax and all that jazz, but it was about $20 palette. Now, keep in mind that like the Anastasia, any of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes are only $55. So that is like, what, 1/3 the price? Anyway, there are 12 shades in the Lemonade Craze palette, and there is 7.4 grams in total. They give you 24 months to use this product up, and they say, you know, that it goes bad. Powder products you can keep for, you know, quite some time after that. You didn't hear it from me. This one was made in China. Now, I don't know for sure if, you know, they make ones for Canada or no, this wasn't made in, yeah, this was made in Canada. Did I say China? Anyway, this was made in Canada. Now, I don't know if Maybelline, like, you know, does, like, they have a factory in Canada and then they have a factory in the US. There is a fly riding around and it's driving me crazy. But anyway, these are made in Canada. They have talc, carmine, so that means they are not vegan, and mineral oil. And there are 4 shimmers in here and 8 mattes. So they're really trying to, like, drugstores really trying to do mattes now, when before they did very little mattes. So I'm going to go through this palette. We're going to swatch it together, and then I'm going to show you some palettes that I frankly think are better than this one. Let's go into It ain't all bad, okay? It really isn't. I've been using this palette and there are some shades in here that I think are super, super pretty. But would I pay $18.99 for this again? I just don't think I would. I don't know. They're very lackluster. They really are. The colors that draw you in the most, like let's see here, Ice Pop, Coral Punch, and Lemon Craze, they're just not that pigmented. Like, I feel like they just dust away off the eye. And, like, I just don't think that you needed all of these shades up here either. Like, Sherbet, Berry Ice, and Sunnies, they really just show up mostly the same on my skin tone. So, you know, I don't know. I just don't love this palette. And the shimmers are nice. I think that the two that are on this side, which are Main Squeeze and Citrus, they're more glitter shades, so a glitter primer is like better for them. You saw swatches anyway. But this one, Sugar Coated, is the winner in pretty much the whole palette. This is the most, like, it's so smooth and very bouncy texture on it. I do prefer to put it on with like my fingers or a damp brush, but it is a very, very pretty shadow. Like, oh, it's such a pretty shadow. It's that coppery shade, which I have a million of. But yeah, anyway, now we're going to go into the palettes that I think I prefer over this one, or ones that I think you might actually like. Okay, so right here we have the Hard Candy. This is their Look Pro Eyeshadow Pro palette. Not remember. I think I paid like maybe $15 for these. I have two of them and I did review them on my channel. I will put the video up here. It was a bit ago, but these are kind of what I thought I saw here was the Huda Beauty, her very first palette. But if I put these together, you will see that the only thing, come on, the only thing that's really missing out of this palette is the yellow, which, as I said, really isn't like that good. So if you're looking for a palette that has some mattes in it, these mattes work pretty darn good. They're not like the most amazing mattes, but this red builds up really beautifully on the eyes. I do stand by that this palette can be worked, and I think that you're going to get more pigment, much more pigment out of those than you're going to get out of these. Anyways, the next one that I think would be a good pick but is quite expensive in itself. This is a palette that I did not love, but I do think that if you're looking for the same types of things, to get them here. Now this is a pretty much all matte palette. Even the shimmers in here might as well be matte, which are like this one right here, which is a blue. You know, they're very like, let me swatch this one. Yeah, they're very lackluster and they're pretty like powdery, the ones that are supposed to have shimmer in them, but this row is quite pigmented, and as you can see, you've got the same kind of thing going on here. You can build these up a lot easier than I found you could build like the yellow. The red is okay, but it doesn't come out like a really watermelon red like you can see here. It comes out like an orangey shade, like it is on my eyes today, because I did use those three colors on my eyes today. Anyways, this is, I think, $20. I think this might even be a little bit more expensive than this, but you get a crap ton of shades in here outside the realm of the Lemonade palette even. So there's that one. Now, if you're looking for some more like, let's go for this one first actually, because the last one I kind of just pulled out because it was the only one I could find a yellow in. But this one is the Wet n Wild. They're Not a Basic Peach palette. And again, we have some of the like very similar shade goings on here. No, let's do it this way. Very similar shades going on here. Like you have the peachy tones and like the oranges, and I really love this palette. Like this palette is by far one of my favorite drugstore palettes. They are pigmented, they are beautiful. It has those like orangey kind of you know, shimmer shades, and then they have a gold, and then you can also go kind of cool toned with this palette as well. So you're getting more versatility, and this one is like $6. So 6 compared to 18 right there. Now, the only one that I could find kind of a truer yellow is the CoverGirl True Naked Blazed palette. Now, this is, again, kind of like the NYX Ultimate, but it is all shimmers. Now, there's only one matte in this palette, and it is that bright blue there. I just reviewed all of these, so you can check out swatches, but it has this really pretty, look at that one right there. That is such a pretty yellow shade. Now, these are a little bit powdery, as most drugstore eyeshadows can be, but they're very, very pretty, and they can be packed on the eyes with like a glitter glue or a white base or some Fix Plus, whatever you want, water. I use water all the time for my shadows, and they will work beautifully. Oh, and this black shade here has silver glitter, and it looks absolutely phenomenal on the eyes. Anyway, guys, I hope I gave you some other, you know, recommendations for palettes besides this one. This one just wasn't a serious hit for me. I want to get the grape soda one because I love purples, and I want to see if they improve the formula a little bit, or if it's the same kind of not so pigmented palette. I don't know, I wasn't into it. If this had been maybe $10 and I had picked it up and it wasn't super pigmented, I may not have been, you know, I wouldn't have been as sour, but it was $20 for this palette, and Maybelline can be very expensive, and I just feel like they wasted some space in here. They made some colors, like this would be terrible for darker skin tones, because I just don't really know if you could use any of these shades. I just don't think they'd even show up on you. So anyway, comment down below if you are of a darker skin tone. Maybe you can tell us, you know, if this works for you or not. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and thank you guys for watching my video. Thank you guys for subscribing. I've really been trying to get videos out to you guys and get valuable content out to you guys. If there is anything you guys would like me to do, comment down below. Tell me. I am up for, I hate to say anything on YouTube, it sounds weird. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever. Mwah! Bye!